Boom, boom, boom. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody out there? We have been gone for a minute, but we are back. If you are out there in the ether, say hello. Let me know what's up. Boom, David, what is up, buddy? What is up? What is up? What is up? Oh, I feel like they changed this. They have changed this on Restream since the last time I was here. Amazing. Okay. Awesome. David, what is up, man? Yeah, it has been a minute. We are kicking off the stream with a popsicle. Dogman, what's up, buddy? If there's one thing that having COVID last week has completely kind of like reinvigorated for me, it is my love for all kinds of fruit flavored popsicles. This is probably the single thing that I've eaten the most in the past like week and a half. And I would be ashamed to show you guys how many popsicles are in our freezer. What's up, guys? Good to see so many names that I recognize in the chat. Dante, make sure you come over to YouTube and not Twitch. Nobody watches this on Twitch anymore. And if you are on Twitch, which I think it is only Dante right now, then come over here. So we got quite a few things we could talk about tonight. We can see if any of the places where we're able to use Seedance. Sorry, I always confuse Seedream and Seedance. If any of our bootleg places to use those things actually do the thing and actually work. Hey, Kev, one, I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you joining Platinum. But two, yes. This month's Platinum cohort where we did a deep dive into Claude, I feel like was insanely valuable. And it seems like everyone got a lot of value out of it. So I'm really, really stoked about that one. Well, let's get some stuff going here, guys. Well, it is good to be back. And to be honest, I've been on kind of like a little creative hiatus, if you will. I use getting sick as the opportunity to be like, you know what? Now I don't want to look at the computer right now anyways, because I can't even focus on the computer screen. But I think I gotta just cold turkey the sexual food stuff. So that's what we're doing. We're cold and it's like it's hard. It's hard, bro. It's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not hard. It is hard because I know that if I just make one, it'll get 200,000, 500,000, maybe even more than 1 million views. They just will. And I know that formula, and I know that I have that button in my back pocket that if I really want to, I could push it. But we have to get out of that cycle of just being the sexual food stuff. So let's get the screen share going here. Make sure I don't have anything embarrassing on here. I think we're good. So you guys are all on YouTube. You guys can see your chat, so I don't gotta keep it up there. Let me see is it better if I do this? It's better if I do this. Okay. So per usual, Cosmos is always open. Free pick is typically always open on the other side. Nakarus, what is up? And I had this board going because I was just like messing around with all kinds of random stuff. Um, so here's been my experience with Seedance so far. One, I really feel like once that thing is like actually released and we can use it normally, the whole playing field for everyone changes because it is absolutely insane. It is insane. And I have a feeling the thing I've been using is also like I'm not doubting that it's Sea Dance. I just don't think it's the full thing that we're going to have access to, even though I do think the thing that we eventually get access to now when they release it is going to be completely nerfed from what we originally saw. Obviously, they rather than just dropping the model and letting people have complete carte blanche with it for a few weeks, ByteDance, for whatever reason, decided to bust out the Sora playbook or the OpenAI playbook, except they did it while only allowing China to use it and not the rest of the world. At least Sora, everyone had like a week of uncensored nonsense before they completely shut that down. But ByteDance, though, we're gonna get what we get. But it's going to be the opportunity to make really dope stuff with original things. And I'm sure you'll be able to do stuff with IP. You're just gonna have to work around it cleverly. So this is where I've been using Seedance 2.0 right now. This is yapper.so. For those of you that don't remember Yapper, Yapper is the website that I was using to make those deep fake lip sync videos when we were making those like ridiculous stories. I think the one we made on the stream was Neil deGrasse Tyson telling a story about the Egyptians being the first ones with diamond grills and ice in their teeth. Now, I think that Seedance works better earlier in the day for us Americans when everyone in China is asleep. Because I noticed that at nighttime, my stuff slows down to a crawl. And today, when I was just running some tests, because this is what I've been doing, because I don't know when it's going to work. I don't know when it's not going to work, right? I don't know when I'm going to get something back. I don't know how long it's going to take. I end up just like running these random things just to see what it does, if it does anything. And I don't have the confidence to sit here and like make something coherent or consistent because you just don't know when like they're going to turn when that well's going to shut off. Well, I was testing these things today. So I had these like anime pictures, right? That I made in Midjourney, like way back when. We're talking like when I first got Midjourney and I was trying to make these like trippy anime pictures and I just thought it was the coolest thing. And I had a bunch of pictures that it made that I really liked, like this one. And you can see here in free pick, I took this image here. I can make it a little bit bigger. I took this image and I literally just nano banana and said, make this image photorealistic. And that's pretty dope. And I'm going to show you guys what Seedance did with this because I ran a couple different prompts. Of course, before I run anything, just for it having the highest success rate, I'm translating the prompt into Chinese. But like, take a look at this. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. And I ran a couple different prompts and got different results. I think that one was my favorite so far. And all of these kind of have these like this different it went about it like a different way. But there's a lot of really cool shit we're gonna be able to do when this actually comes out. That one was really cool. Let's see what it did on the last one here. And then I tried having like hands reach out of the little portal things and like grab her. And one because everyone's talking about the sensors on it, and I've gotten so many prompts denied both in Chinese and English. I can't believe it even worked with this image, you know, because the image itself, like the skirt's kind of short. Like I'm also like trying to test the waters and see what we can do and what we can't do. But like, look at this. Like the fact that it even did that, and then I was like, "There's no way it's going to do it to the photorealistic version." Um, the max time for one clip, Jay, is 15 seconds, and you can choose anything from 4 seconds, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. So it goes in increments of 2 seconds. But I was like, "There's no way it will do this." Here, wait. Actually, I'm gonna tell it because this prompt was really good. So I'm going to let's pull up Claude. Let's get our Claude boy up here. Um, I'm actually going to tell it. I'm going to give it back this Chinese prompt that looks, you know. And you guys gotta excuse me. I still have a leftover cough from the COVID last week. But we're gonna tell it rewrite this exact prompt. Or actually, wait. Maybe I can just except instead of for an anime image, it's for the photorealistic version of the image. But we don't want to change anything else about the prompt. So we're going to give it the Chinese. Suspect it's going to rewrite the prompt in English. Yep. Awesome. And let's run this and let's see how long this takes and if we can actually get a video back right now because it's later in the day. But first, so here's the okay. So we got the prompt. Boom. We're gonna copy that. I have another Claude window going where it literally is just I'm pasting stuff in, and it already knows that it is just to translate that to Chinese. They are 720, but what I will say about these is get it in 720 immediately put it into Topaz and just bump it up to 1080. Don't change anything else about it. Like leave everything else about the clip the same and just upscale it to 1080. Once you do that and you get in the Premiere, these videos do seem much better to color grade than the others. Because if you guys look at the videos that I've been putting on Insta the past couple of days from here, like this anime one, these anime ones, um, look how vibrant the colors are. Like those that's not how bright that clip came out of Seedance, but that's how Vibrant, I was able to get the color. So okay, we're going to copy our Chinese prompt, and you can see so little bit of intel here. So I am writing the prompts with my Kling 3.0 prompter. Once Seedance comes out and we have a place to reliably use it, you best believe that we're making a Seedance prompter, and that thing is going to bang. But I have been writing these prompts, having it write the prompts like this, uh, like one single prompt with the time code, with the time codes that are like in seconds, and it does really well. But let's paste our Chinese one. We need our photorealistic reference image. We'll do 4 of these, 15 seconds, and let's run that. And let's see, just have that in the background. Let's see how long that takes. We're starting this at, let's just call it 4:20, even though it's a few minutes before. But look, even the photorealistic ones, I couldn't believe that it did this, bro. And this one is even more unhinged. Look at the eyeballs on the fingers. And yeah, I was just like just experimenting with stuff. I really like how you can take a reference image and then just prompt it differently, and you can get a full like complete ass scene out of it. So these ones I told it like I don't like do whatever you want, but just change the scene and have like multiple cuts and make something happen. Don't just like keep it on the same image. And we started to get stuff like this. Now, okay, sometimes what I've noticed is if you give it the image, right? It finds a way to go back to that image somehow in the generation. But like all these were fairly different and pretty good. But I do notice a pretty decent quality difference in the brief time that I was able to use it in CapCut that day when it came out compared to um in Yapper. Now, I have no doubt that Yapper is using Seedance because I don't think any other model can do these things that it's doing. But I don't think this is like the high there is something going on here that is degrading the quality, but you know, there's none of these guys are using an official API. They're doing whatever they're doing, however they can do it to get access to the model. So, with that being said, I don't want to sit here and wait for C dance generations all night because that's not going to be fun for anybody. So, we can do something cool without it and just kind of have it running in the background and see if it does shit. And uh who knows, maybe it does some stuff and we actually here, you know what? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get a couple of these running because maybe if we're lucky, we get the generations back and there's like I like doing the multi cuts and telling it to like put in these multi cuts at different second intervals right now, especially because I can get them back and I can like scrounge up the scraps of a bunch of different generations and put together something that's like good enough to post. So, let's do one more of these and let's tell it. Now, using that same photorealistic reference image, we want to continue this scene from where this prompt leaves off. However, you cannot reference this prompt directly because the video model won't know what you're talking about. So you need to write it from scratch, brand new, to do so. And what we want to happen here is the portals around her face and the portal that that is in her eye, various alien hands and tentacles begin to come out of them and constrain her, but she's not fighting it. The incoherent gibberish that she's mumbling is actually enjoying it. And by the end of the video, she should have absorbed some of these creatures from this portal thing and now has qualities of that are like half alien, half kind of like tentacle, weird creature thing. And her expression at the very end is extreme bliss. But we need to keep this very psychedelic and very trippy because that's the entire vibe that we went for in the first prompt, which you can reread right above this. It's the prompt you just wrote. And so that's the spirit we want to carry through what happens next. We want this to be multi-shot and have multiple cuts. Use the time codes. Vary the time between each cut. Don't do everything in intervals of 3 seconds or 4 seconds or 5 seconds. Vary the time to keep it engaging, keep it interesting, and let's explain the action as very dynamic as we possibly can. And it looks like we already got one generation back. But let's see what Claude does with all that information we just gave it, because that was one hell of a prompt. But let's see what this did. Yeah, bro, I can't believe that it did that. Like, and I would suspect some of these to be a little bit. Let's see, like we got a second one back. Okay, wait. There was something kind of like her upper body boom 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 boom. Okay, wait. We're going to ask it to rewrite this prompt real quick. Stop, Claude. Stop. Boom. Now we're going to ask it, we're going to give it that prompt. We're going to say, you need to rewrite this because in the anime version from the Chinese I gave you, there was something you wrote in here about like eyeballs opening in her skin or like, yeah, like there was stuff happening in her body as everything was happening. I'm going to give you the Chinese prompt again so you can reread it and see what was being said. I'm going to scroll up here. It was the second one. We're going to put that there. Boom. Did you guys catch all the Anthropic stuff on Twitter today with Anthropic becoming enemies of the state and the supply chain? Okay, so yes, it says identifying. He said, you're right. I sanitize it too much when I translate it to photorealistic. So let's try this again. But we're getting generations back pretty fast on this right now. So there might be hope for us tonight. So let's translate this one to Chinese. Also, shout out 30 people, and we haven't streamed 30 people right now. We haven't streamed in a minute. So, boom. Dude, bro, David, Trump tweeted at Anthropic because Anthropic refuses to let them use Claude to do surveillance and autonomous weapons. And Trump was like, wait, let's look at the tweet. Let's look at the tweet. Where the White House. The White House. And where is it? Damn, bro, the White House tweets a lot. Did they take down the Anthropic thing? Oh, maybe they took down the Anthropic thing. Either way, it was a tweet by Trump that basically was like, Anthropic standing on their morals. They're woke leftists, and they do not get to dictate how the American government uses AI to advance our great nation, blah, 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 blah. When really it's just, they just want to use robots, make things go boom. Okay, so we got that going because it did admit that it took away the body horror elements. So now we're going to tell it this. No, we're going to copy this and we're going to tell it this now. Boom. Make sure to include the same type of body horror elements that we used in this previous prompt. And now we're going to have it write the continuation of what is running here. Because if you notice in this batch right here, when she gets moving, like the eyeballs are like growing. I think if we can get that to happen in the photorealistic version, that it would be super, super, super dope. And am I going to be like an anime page? No, but I do really like anime, and being able to kind of like create your own cool stuff is cool. So, but let's translate this to Chinese, get it running, and then we're going to start doing some other stuff and see what we can do. Because I gotta tell you, after doing what I've been doing in Seedance, just like to the extent I've been doing it and playing with it, it's really hard, bro, to go back to using something else because all the ideas I'm having now are things that would take hours to put together over multiple cuts and multiple scenes and generating multiple images and like editing to make happen, whereas I can kind of just do it in Seedance. And I know that that's a very spoiled, privileged take, but you know, you get the taste. So, what's up, David? What'd you say? You said 2 questions related. Have you messed with G7 and have you seen? So I have used Nano Banana 2 a bunch since yesterday because I was doing a bunch of work that like really required me to be nano bananaing my face off and editing stuff and running images and running a lot of images and editing a lot of images. And I can't show you guys that stuff on stream, unfortunately, because it was for a client project that is not completely public yet. But I will tell you that in like the 95 percentile, Nano Banana Pro gave me what I wanted quicker and in better quality than Nano Banana 2. That has been my experience thus far. Nano Banana Pro is better than Nano Banana 2. That's my takeaway from my from the extended period of time that I used it yesterday. What have you guys noticed if you guys have used it at all? Have you guys noticed anything? Have you guys had a chance to use it enough to have an opinion on it? So the prompter, what's happening right now is the prompter is going to write me like 4 different versions of this thing, and I think if it can nail one of them, that this will be something that's like kind of that's post worthy. So I want to get to the couple other prompts. So I just want to get a few more prompts out of it and translate them and get it running. Actually, wait, I do want the slide. I just don't think I need it so bright. There we go. That works. I mean, but doesn't Nano Banana Pro listen to everything very well as well? I feel like they're kind of on the same level, but I found that Nano Banana Pro is actually giving me what I was asking for more consistently than Nano Banana 2. So that but that was my experience from yesterday. At least with the client work and the client stuff I was doing. Bro, this is writing me some crazy prompts. Like these are crazy long. When I go to copy it and I paste it back into Claude and it pastes the like wait, let me move my thing here. No, no, bro. When I go to paste it and it pastes it as like a text file and not just like the text directly into the text box, that's when you know you're getting the long ass prompts. See here. So this isn't the most recent one, but let's see. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what these come out to. Oof. There's like this little like fruit fly like thing that's just pissing me off. It's just like attracted to all the lights I have in here right now. I promise my house is not filthy. It's just they find their way in here from the outside. All right, we're just gonna get a bunch of these running and then go off. So that one said the embrace, boom, the embrace and total eclipse. So let's just run all 4 of these and maybe we'll come out with something that is post worthy. But let's David, let's actually tonight mess with Niji 7. I have been trying it a little, but not I haven't made anything really like new with it. I went back into my kind of like Niji 6 archives where I pulled these photos from and then just tried running the things as Niji 7. And I think it's much cleaner than Niji 6, but in some ways, Niji 6 was a bit more charming. But these are all Niji 7. So we'll try it. I have a few ideas and we will put it through its paces, but let's get these things going first. I think did I yeah. Yeah. Boom. Paste, copy, and we got one more prompt to do because it gave us 4 prompts. Boom. And I got no problem spending some money with Yapper if I can like get these oh, okay. Okay, we got the first one back from this new batch. So this one right here, it should do some type of body horror thing. So let's see how well it listens. Oh, there it is. That's so sick, man. That's so sick. Let's run this last one. Because so this, oh no, nope, go away, boom. This one right, this batch right here should have one in it that's usable. As long as the prompt does even slightly the same thing as what the anime version did, and then these four beneath it should be some type of continuation of that scene. So, oh, this one we got flagged. This prompt right here we got flagged. I did, however, getting flagged on one prompt out of like 4, I think is pretty good. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. There was something too, David, that I downloaded. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna put it in the Grills exclusive channel for you guys. There is a Jimang filter navigation guide. So here, let's they don't tell you what got flagged. They don't tell you in any of the places I've used it. They do not tell you whether it was your image or whether it was your prompt. They just tell you that it got flagged by the safety filter, but you can probably assume that it was the prompt. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drop in this safety guide document, the one that I just put in the Discord for you guys in the Grills channel, and I'm going to tell it, I want you to rewrite prompt number 4, but use this filter navigation guide so that we can get this prompt past the safety filters while still keeping the core of what the original prompt was intact. The AV18 asked if I'm just running the initial prompt through my Kling 3.0 prompter or if I'm adding a little bit more instructions. I'm really just telling the Kling prompter what I want, but my initial instructions of like what I'm telling it to give me is very detailed and has like a bunch of context and ideas. So I I am just asking it for the prompt, but I'm giving it a lot to like work off of from the start. So that's something to keep in mind. Um when I'm working with my prompters, if I really don't have an idea, then I'll start simple and then I'll build on the prompt as the conversation goes, and it progressively gets more and more complex and the prompt gets longer and longer and longer, and it gets to a point in the conversation where like it knows what we're trying to do, and then it can just do it without me needing to like really go in the whole time. But for this one, so the only prompt from this bunch that got denied was this prompt number 4, right? Because the Kling 3.0 prompter, unless you tell it you just need one prompt, will give you 4 variations of your prompt. This is the only one that got denied. So I gave it this document, which is like this filter navigation guide that someone made that I downloaded from somewhere. And I told it, rewrite prompt 4, but use this thing to help us get around filters. So now let's retranslate this new prompt to Chinese. And then let's run it again and see if we still get hit with the safety filters. Okay, so wait, oh, what the hell? Yeah, bro, this one's gonna be good enough for a post. This is like, oh yeah, so Ave, because so here's some call it a best practice. It's what I've been doing and what I've really enjoyed doing. So the Kling prompter is trained on stuff specifically for Kling 3.0, right? Which means that it understands the concept of the multi-shot and in breaking the shots up into multiple scenes with multiple camera angles. So when I am writing these prompts, I will tell it specifically whether or not the prompt is for a single shot with no different camera cuts, or if it's a multi-shot sequence where it needs to put the time codes and I want it to have different camera angles and different cuts. Something that I have been telling it, which most of the time gives me better results, is I tell it to not use the same time interval in between the multi shots. So I tell it like, okay, this prompt is for a 15-second video. What I do not want you to do is I do not want you to make every shot the same length. So do not give me 5 shots at 3 seconds. Do not give me 3 shots all at 5 seconds. I want the times to be staggered and the intervals that we switch to be different to keep the video dynamic and engaging. But that's not something I want to build into the prompter because you don't always want that. But that's something that I have been telling it a lot. And I feel like it has helped me get even more dynamic videos. I hope that helps. And I hope that made sense. If you have a question about anything I just said, please just type it and ask. But it's spacing out the timings based on what I tell it. I'm telling it how long the video is going to be. If I'm only going to do a 5-second clip, I'll tell it this is a prompt for a 5-second clip. Did I put this one in? I did put this one in. Okay, boom. Yeah, so let's see what we got. We got a handful of things back. So let's see. So this wasn't the body horror one. So okay. So these, yeah, let's just run down here. So these were the prompts I asked for to be like the continuation of the first one where she's like sitting there and tripping out and her body's getting all weird. But I notice how the image we gave it was this, right? This is our reference image. Now, if we specifically wanted to use this as the first frame, I would tell it use at image 1 as the first frame. If I don't tell it that, then it's just going to follow the prompt and use this as the reference. So oh no, come back. Boom. So let's see what we are getting here. First one was better. Yeah, bro, I'm definitely gonna have enough to make a video out of these. Okay, so this was the starting one. These were the starting ones, which I think there's definitely a good starting one in here. And what I'll probably end up doing is taking a bunch of these and just like cutting them together in some weird way to like make it work, you know? Um, yeah, so, like, just, it's crazy, man. The type of stuff we're gonna be able to make is insane, and it, like, damn, it because we're getting these generations back, I wanna ask you for one more thing. So, listen to how to the prompt I'm giving the prompter here. Um, M. Inai. Oh, no, no, bro, it has sound. You guys just can't hear the browser through Restream with the way that the audio is hooked up. So you guys won't hear the sound until I get it into Premiere, like until I download the clips and put it into Premiere. Um, but what I'm doing is I'm specifically asking it for no music. Like, do not put any music. This scene only needs whatever the like incoherent dialogue is, as well as the sound effects, because I want to be able to choose the music to tie the clips together. But Seedance does the sound design incredibly. So if you just tell it, if like you know you're going to do a bunch of generations and you're going to be editing them together anyways, literally just tell it no music, only sound effects and only your dialogue, and it will not generate the music, and it makes it so easy to edit this stuff together, because then you know you get your clips pieced together, and then you just find the music to go underneath it all, and then you just work it out however you want to work it out. But okay, we're gonna give Claude another prompt here, and we're gonna try to tie this up. Mm. So I do think I should make a folder for this at this point, and let's call this one let's call this DMT anime. 0 DMT anime. And let's start downloading some videos, because I'm going to show you how we're going to build off of this. So let's find what we like and start downloading it. So bear with me here, but I think this is a good process to go through, and I'll talk you guys through it while I'm doing it. Okay, I don't like how the thing jumped, but let's see if there's one where it doesn't jump. Okay, that one was pretty good. I think that one's better. So we'll download this one. And I'm gonna call this one, because this would be like the first clip of the edit. I'm gonna just call it one. Let me just watch this last one real quick. No, so okay, so see the thing I'm looking for right here. Look at um the thing floating above her head. See how it skips right here? There's like a frame right in the first couple seconds where it skips and it like changes and it's not smooth. I want to avoid that, because I want this to be as like high quality as possible. So I'm looking for the weird little hallucinations and stuff, and I'll avoid it. And if I can, if the a clip is so good but there's just one of them, I will find a way to edit around it. But I think that we could do that. The other one was better, but some of these two I think were pretty good without the body horror stuff. Let's see. No, I think the body horror one was good. So then let's check this one out. Okay, we're downloading this one because this one has a bunch of great moments. Then let's see how different this one was. First one was better. There's still 2 running. Okay, so we already got the one from that bunch. There's just like a moment in this one that I really like, and I think some of these might not work because she's saying like the same thing in all of them, so we might have to like pick and choose. This one's good too. Because I'm looking for at all of these as like moments, right? Like which one has a good moment or two that I could just grab from it. Yeah, that one's good too. Then there were some here we didn't see yet. Dude, some of these are crazy. I actually think this one is good. And maybe I'm just like grabbing them so I have them, but we might not use everything. Okay, no. So we are good for the time being. I want to see these two, but we're gonna do. Yeah, David. She's clearly been through a lot. We're going to we're gonna open this up in Premiere because I also want you guys to hear these because the audio is so good on them, and I want to piece this together already because I want to try to get a final oomph from it, like a final scene. But to get that final scene, I'm going to need to take um a a frame of her in kind of like the monster form, right? For it to have the context of how she looks to start that next video. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up a vertical sequence. I'm going to bring in all of the videos. We're going to put them in the generations folder. And we are literally we'll change the sequence settings to just keep this all the same as whatever I downloaded it as. Because before we like do any type of coloring or anything, we're gonna upscale this in Topaz to 1080 and then bring it back once we have an edit that we like. But for now, we're just gonna do like this base edit so that we can figure out how we want this to end. And yeah, so let's see. Let's start going through this already. Can you guys hear the volume from Premiere? Okay, so let's see how this will connect. You guys can't hear the volume from Premiere? Bro, what the fuck? Let me, okay, wait. This is a restream thing. Let me see here. Settings, video, audio, oh, wait, I know. Let me stop sharing real quick. Entire screen. Boom. Also share system audio. Yes. Wait, is this gonna make, okay. Testing. You guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me right now? Yes? Let's make sure that you guys can hear me first. Can you hear me? Boom, 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 boom. Someone? Yes, no? Hello. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, cool. Now tell me if you can hear Premiere. Okay, so we have to figure out how that transitions into this one. Let's see. So I think how, let's see. Maybe there's just like I don't think there's anything I can change for the, like, can you guys like actually hear Premiere now when it's playing? I think maybe I cut it here. Boom, and it goes. But I need a way to bridge the gap here. So you know what? For this one, right? For this one, we are going to use my frame extractor tool. Boom. Yeah, MX, I think you just gotta turn your speakers up, brother. Where's the DMT anime? Boom. Video generation. So from this number 1, right? Or actually, wait, we're gonna make this easier. So from right here, we're gonna cut this. Boom, boom. So that frame, and then it's that. So here's what we're going to do. Yeah. Hodl, that is what we're going to do, brother. So we are going to just export this guy real quick. I'm going to export this. Let me make sure this is going into the correct folder. So we're just going to export this into here. We go video, and we'll just call this one export. And I cut it on the frame that I want to use as the first frame and the last frame. So choose our video. This is the tool that I built that you guys all should have access to. If you don't and you want to use it, just ask me. It's just frameextractor.app. So we're just going to find the frame. Right before it switches. Should be right there. Boom. We are going to extract that PNG. Bam. And then we're going to go one frame forward. To this. Boom. Pulling that. And now we are going to open up a new Kling 3 prompter because this one I want it to be dope and I don't want to guess too hard. So let's give it frame 1. Bam. We only need this to be about, let's do 4 seconds. Oh, yeah, only one Ocho. Everyone is watching on YouTube. No one's on Twitch. The entire chat is on YouTube. So it's just look up jboogxcreative, what you see on my little logo right there. Just type in jboogxcreative and you'll find the live on YouTube and come watch it there because that's where the entire chat is. So we're going to give it this frame number 1. We're going to give it frame number 2. We're going to upload that. Bam. Did they upload? Hello? Kling prompter. Ocho, I appreciate that, buddy. Is Claude down? Did the White House kill Claude? Okay, so we got image 1 in there. Now image 2 is loading. There we go. Okay. We need a 4-second long prompt that transforms image 1 into image 2. This should be trippy and visceral, and her face needs to it needs to be trippy. Just get me from image 1 to image 2 in a photorealistic, anime stylized type of way. When I say anime stylized, I do not mean make it a cartoon. I just mean make it as absolutely trippy and out of this world and kind of like cosmic body horror as possible in these 4 seconds. There is no dialogue, no music, only sound effects. Sometimes I just tell Claude all kinds of things and it just kind of like let the chips fall where they will. And most of the time I get very, very lucky. But cool. So it's going to give us a few prompts. Let's run these. I think I probably only need 2 for each of them. I don't need 4 clips for each of them. And I'm sure one of these will give us a good transformation to get us from one to the first clip to the second. Oh no, no, bro, no. Oh, I always Cling 3 fucks me up, man. I always do this shit. I had one of the character consistency elements from earlier binded to it that has nothing to do with this. And I just didn't take it off. So I just ran all these clips with this bound element to it that has nothing to do with this video whatsoever. And it totally totally messes the whole thing up. It is I don't like that. I feel like if you change the start frame or end frame, or like if you've been off the site for a while, it should unbind. But I guess that's damn it. Okay, so the first like 4 are gonna be a bust. I need to like make a reminder somehow to do that, because that's like the 5th or 6th time I've done that now. But so okay, we have that first section while we're waiting for those transitions. So let's see what we want to use from here. Let's see. I like those for the later in the clip. I like this one for that up close. Okay, so maybe we don't have to cut this one too much. I'm going to cut this one right here. Boom. And then I think it was this clip. There's like the part that's up close to her neck. Yeah, right here. Boom, cut that. Boom. Okay, we actually don't want that last second there because that has the opacity. So we like that. And then we can come back to the hand. And then this part, right? So I think we can cut this one here. Nope, it cuts here. Boom. We don't want to end this yet, so we don't need this. Let's see what else we can grab from. Sailor. Because this was her. It was that. And then if we bring this one down, let's bring this down here. And listen, bro, this doesn't have to make sense. Okay, that's kind of like the cool thing about all this stuff that we can do. Like one thing that you guys have to kind of understand about me is I'm not trying to be one of the AI filmmaker guys. I'm really not. Like I have like a, a different thought process of like where I'm going after with this stuff. And I don't want to sit down and make like long AI films. That's just not what I want to do. But I do want to make just cool looking trippy shit for social because social is where I get to have fun and where I don't have to do work stuff. Um and like I want to make stuff that clearly looks AI or that we couldn't have made otherwise because if not that then why then what is this for if we're just doing stuff that we could do with the camera all the time. PJ, what's up buddy? So let's see how this feels. Okay. So yeah, we want this part. I think that part's fine too. Actually no. Uh oh shit. Come back. Boom. I actually don't think we need the hands. So let's try cutting the hands out and see. No, the hands added something. Let's try that. And let's try cutting this part away and seeing how this feels. I guess is there a better one of like the tentacles kind of like holding her? Oh, oh, this is great. Okay. Let's see. What Prism? What do you mean you find yourself interested in too much? Like you find yourself always bouncing around from one thing to the next, unable to kind of like focus on anything for long enough to like get it done. What is break down what you just said to for me? So if we do this one, right? If we cut this off, boom. Then we get the other side of her face from this clip. I almost don't care that she says the same thing twice. I feel like that makes it even more unhinged, right? Relentless. I appreciate that. To me, that is the highest compliment. So okay, let's see how. Actually, let's check on these. Fucking. Come on, bro. Give me. Okay, that one I don't hate. I like those two. That one's pretty cool. I like that one the best. What's up, Beyond? Ooh, wait, I gotta see that one again. That might be the one. Ooh, yeah. Let's wait. Let me see. Let's try this one. Wait, Prism said, you know how it goes. 1 minute I'm interested in small social kind of video or trend. The next minute I'm interested. Hey man, I feel it. I feel it, bro. So here's my take on this for what it is worth. Okay, for what it is worth. Here, let me put myself on the side here so you can see me and I can leave your comment up. For what it is worth, you just need to figure out one, what is pulling your interest the most? Two, how much time do you actually have? And three, does it matter if this is something that you're just doing for shits and giggles, or if this is something that needs to be contributing to you making money somehow? Because there's though all those things will lead you to different answers to that question and help you figure out what you should be doing. For example, I love touch designer stuff. I love touch designer videos. I think people who are high level at touch designer, I think it's so fucking cool, man. I think it's so cool. And I have tried to learn touch designer, but there are only so many hours in our day. And I have so much actual work to do. And I only have so much more time in the evening to do to make something and do what I do for my socials. So I need to ask myself, as cool as I think that like the touch designer stuff is, will that move the needle for me either on social by learning it or um professionally? Like, will putting the time and effort into learning that with the professional direction that I am going, will that skill benefit me? And I can look at it honestly and say, fuck, I want to learn it. I think it's super cool, but it won't move the needle for me on social and it won't benefit me professionally. I need to be smart with the things I choose to dedicate my time to when I have the time to do what I want to do and not what I'm being paid to do. So do what you want with that information. That is just how I think about it. And that helps me figure out, okay, I only have, this many hours in the evening to like make my thing for social and to like have fun and laugh and do my thing. How is that time best spent? So I don't know if that helps, but that is something that I have to think about more often than I would like to. Hoddle asked, "Do you use Claude pretty much exclusively at this point? If so, which model?" Yeah, I haven't touched GPT in a few months, and I was only hanging on to my sub to like generate images the way I do on old Sora and to use the storyboard function on old Sora. But as someone in the Discord pointed out today, old Sora is about to shut down in March, so I'm planning on canceling my GPT sub because I've only been using Claude. I love Claude. It has been working wonderfully for everything that I do. Claude Cowork has been a game changer for me on the day-to-day work side. I've been using Claude Code, and I mostly just use Opus 4.6 for the time being. For like what my needs are, I just kind of keep it on Opus 4.6. Shaolin, I don't know, bro. All these weird schoolgirl things came out of Yapper. I translated the prompts to Chinese. I dropped that guide to help you guys sanitize your prompts in the Grills channel in the Discord. So if you're a member of the Patreon, you can go just download that and throw that into your Claude. I'm curious what it did with these earlier ones because it had that consistency thing. Because it had like an element binded to it. Oh, I guess it didn't really make a difference or fuck it up here. But I also don't. I also like the ooh. Oh, wait. Let's just watch them. There might be a good one. Ooh, that one was pretty nice, bro. Is that one better than this one? Let me see. No, the first one was better. Yeah, well, PJ, I had like I was messing around with these like anime things earlier, but all of this we've just done on the stream so far. Like this has all just been stream stuff so far. And this is all C dance with the exception of this in between clip that we need to bridge us from the beginning to the middle. So we're going to put that right there and then we go bam and let's see how that fits. Oh wait, I think I need to scale to frame size. Boom, there we go. Let's see if it works. We can cover that up with some sound. I'm not too worried about that, but it definitely works. So I'm using Seedance on yapper.so right now. The generation times vary, the safety filters vary, but that has nothing to do with Yapper. That's all from the Seedance side. But we have gotten all of these generations out of Seedance just in the past, hour and a half, and we're already editing them together. And I do think for all of the websites that I've seen that are like giving you access to Seedance, Yapper will give you for $100, you get 12,000 credits. For 15-second long videos is 360 credits. Compared to a lot of the other sites, I do think Yapper has the best pricing structure for what they're giving you right now. I think you actually get a lot of videos for the money, and they don't. I don't think they force you to sub. I think you can just literally just buy the credits. Okay, so let's see here because we still need to try to run a generation to get a finale for this, but we need to figure out if we're good with what we got so far. Okay, so I think we're gonna cut this one right here. Boom. And this is what we're gonna. No, A1. Maybe this might get some views on Twitter. She's saying things in Japanese, so the prompt is translated to Chinese, but she is saying things in Japanese. So who knows, right? Who knows? So here's what we're going to do. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to export what we have right now, and I'm going to just label this one as 2. And this one, we're just exporting to get frames out of it. And you guys will see what I'm going to do here. So we're going to go new video in my little frame extractor app. Boom, boom. So we have this. We want a frame of her. We're going to take this frame. Boom. Actually, no, I don't need that frame. I don't need that frame. But we want this one of her neck. Then we want this one of this side of her face. And then we want this one of this side of her face. Boom. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Claude. We're going to go back to the conversation where it wrote us the previous one, and we're going to give it the sorry guys, Restream does this thing where it like kind of like disconnects me for like a brief second, but it doesn't seem to affect you guys. But if like I blip out for a second, that's why. Like Restream, it used to never do this before, and now it does. I don't know what's up with it, but I'm gonna give Claude the 3 frames that we just pulled out. MX, right now this is 720, but you'll see we're gonna make this thing look super sick before we're done with it. But we're not at the part of it to upscale anything yet. So right now we are just working with 720, the things that come straight out of Seedance on Yapper. Bro, Starbucks started making this iced banana bread matcha latte, and it is amazing. Ken, you know what? That is PJ. That is a wonderful idea. Let me see if my vibe coding can do it. If we finish this video early enough, bro, maybe we can do that on stream. Let's finish this video, and then maybe we'll go through that process and try to add that on stream if we can finish this video early enough. So okay, we're giving Claude these 3 images, and we're going to say, now we need to continue the prompt. These 3 images will be the images that I will be using as elements for the video model to reference. So this is how you need to describe her appearance. And this last 15-second video needs to be the finale. And guys, how should this end? How should this end, guys, with like her all transformed and like the tentacles and whatnot? Like how should this end? What feels like the proper payoff for someone who watched this for a minute? How should this end? It's all trippy and DMT and let's find like let's find a like tentacle creature thing over on Cosmos. How about that, right? Let's find like a tentacle creature thing in my creatures mood board. What inspired this idea was this first image that I had made years ago when I first got Midjourney of just this trippy girl. She explodes. Come on, Kev. Come on, bro. We can't do her like that, bro. Or actually, let me go to the anime board real quick. think there should be like a monster something something here. Oh, no, bro. I know. I know. Here's what we're going to do. Okay, so we are going to take I know. I got it. So okay. Okay. Take notes because these are little tricks and things I've been picking up as I've been messing around with Seedance all week. And also things that work in Cling too. Just Seedance just does it all better. She vomits some of those arm looking things out or something. That's actually not a bad idea. That's not a terrible idea. But let's okay. I think if I scroll like all the way down here. Okay, this is the area. So this is like way back in my mid journey. Bro, okay, you guys said play the video again? Okay, play the video again. So we got to come up with the ending. That's where we're at right now. That is where we're at. But no, I have an idea. So, boom, 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 boom. We are looking for a thing. Let me find where these images were. It's further up right here. Just have her sucked up into the cosmos. Yeah, but that feels a little anticlimactic for what we got going on here right now. And here's the thing that I'm trying to keep in mind as I make these like longer videos is like, if someone's gonna give me 50 seconds or 60 seconds, I want the ending to feel like I want them to feel like, oh, hell yeah, like that was worth it. Okay, so here are okay, so these were the original images that I had made. Now, I think I know. Okay, so we're gonna take this image, or oh, maybe one of the ones at the very top is better. Okay, we're gonna take this image. I'm gonna copy this. What's up, Koofy? Oh, Hodl, that's pretty good, bro. That's actually pretty good. I really like that. I really like that. But we're gonna try a few different things here. Okay, we're gonna try a few different things. So first thing we're gonna do is we are going to paste that image that I just copied from Midjourney into here, into Free Pick, because this is Spaces over in Free Pick. And here's what here. Wait, I'm gonna make this way bigger so you guys can like see what I'm working with here. Boom, bam. Okay, cool. So we have this image here. Now we're going to yeah, Nano Banana Pro 2K. We'll do 3 of them, and we'll say, make this image photorealistic. So I think I have an idea that will have like that can bring a bunch of these ideas you guys have thrown out together and kind of unify it all to an ending. But I need the photorealistic version of this image first. And we're gonna need our Nano Banana prompter, I think. We're done with the piping bags, bro. We're done with the food stuff. We're done with the food stuff, at least for the time being. We are done with the food stuff. Okay, no, actually, that image didn't look how I actually wanted it to. So, yeah, you know what? I actually like your guys' idea. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to give it these 3 images, and we're gonna say, this last 15-second video needs to be the finale. And the trippy cosmic portal opens up above her with these translucent interdimensional tentacles that are dripping, grabbing her and pulling her into the portal completely. And when it pulls her, one of her shoes falls off, and that's the no. Okay. The trippy cosmic portal opens up above her, and these tentacles that are translucent and covered in this goo wrap around her, and she willingly gets pulled into the portal. After that happens and she's completely sucked in, she wakes up on the street with like, this happens on like a sudden cut. And when she wakes up, she looks like her normal self from, wait a second. I need the image. I need the image for it to reference. No, bro. Yeah, boom. Oh, it wasn't. Tell me it was recording that. Tell me it was recording all that, because it didn't paste it in. Where's my whisper flow? Perfect. Boom. Copy. Image 4. And the camera crash zooms into her eye. And when she blinks, a whole bunch of cosmic tentacles reach out of her pupil and grab the camera, and that's the end. One second, guys. After I get this prompt going, then I'll take a look at the chat and I'll answer some questions. I see you guys asking stuff, so just give me a second to finish this. This needs to happen over multiple cuts. The cuts need to not be equal in length. Do not scene change every 3 seconds or every 5 seconds. They need to be staggered. So this is dynamic, action-packed, and really feels like a finale for these prompts that we have been writing. Maybe a little bit more of a reveal of this like cosmic tentacle monster in the portal when it is pulling her in. But we want this to be like anime meets cosmic horror Shintaro Kago style, but we do not want to say his name because we don't want to get censored. So let's start there. Give me 4 variations of this. And then we're going to go to Yapper. We're going to get all these frames in there to use as references. Boom. The most of my daily stuff is using Claude Cowork right now, more so than Claude Code, just because it makes the most sense for everything I'm doing. And unfortunately, nothing I'm doing do I feel comfortable completely giving over to an agent just yet, because there's a lot of nuance to the stuff that I'm doing. All right, so let's translate this to Chinese. I love how Claude now compacts the conversation rather than me having to start a new one. And I'm confident that if we run 4 variations if we run 4 videos for each one of these 4 versions, it's going to give me that we will get something to finish this video up. Kufi, you asked, let me put myself here real quick. Kufi, you asked, I need some water. jboogx, are you doing good with your AI stuff? Yeah, bro. So YouTube isn't really my priority right now. YouTube is basically just for streaming with you guys. Nothing in me currently is like really focused on YouTube videos with all of the paid AI work that I have, because there's a lot that I'm doing outside of social that you guys don't see, but it's all with AI, and I'm doing well. So I'm doing good. My main platforms are, because, FYI, YouTube actually demonetized me because of the food videos. I posted some of the food videos on Shorts, and they demonetized me because of the food videos. So there's that too. But I'm trying to just kind of like find a new fun direction to go on social, and I'm just kind of making stuff that I find cool and interesting with all the new stuff that's coming out, and that's just kind of where it is. Not really worried about like going viral right now. I've had that pretty consistently for the past 6 months with the food stuff, and it was very fun. It was very cool. It's cool to schedule a video for 3 a.m. and then when I wake up, the video's at like 100,000 views already, and reading the comments is super funny. But I don't only want to be known for making like the horny food stuff, and I feel like doing that for as long as I did might have made people take me less seriously. But also, I don't really need validation. But it's one of those things. You don't want to do any one thing for too. Rejected the face shown in the reference media for safety reasons. No, bro. No, the references are getting rejected. Damn. Okay. Here's what we're going to do then. Here's what we're going to do. Let's try this a few different ways. Boom. Let's remove one of the references. And let's try that same prompt again. Cuz so the thing about Seedance is we're probably not going to be able to make videos using photos of real people. That is most likely going to be a thing. I tried doing something with like a real model earlier, and the prompt was nothing weird whatsoever. It was like something I was trying to do for work, and it told me that it wouldn't based on the reference image, which that error was not about the prompt. That error was about the reference image specifically. So, okay, rejected the face shown in the reference media for safety reasons. So that is, damn, bro, that is unfortunate. Maybe let's try this. Let's try this one because we deleted the other one first. Let's try this again. Because we want to figure out what it's pinging, because I find it I find it strange that it will run all of these and do all this crazy stuff with this girl's face and not with the one where it's like she's all like transformed and weird and stuff. No. I don't want Grok. I don't want to do anything with Grok right now. We want to figure out like, this is annoying, but it's also good because we want to figure out what we can and we can't do. So, okay, let's take that away. Let's try it with just, let me see here. I think it's so weird that it's denying this. But let's try it with this. Maybe, but I feel like with the stuff that it's been giving and with the stuff it's been doing, it should work. Let's actually, let's try this. Let's bring both photos into Nano Banana, right? And let's say, let's give it both of these images. Let's say, make a portrait of this character staring straight at the camera. What's up, Franklin? Because you never know, right? You never know. I'm pretty sure the Door Brothers are outsourced their work, but I think they definitely were the ones that probably edited and did the Logan Paul video themselves. for sure. But they definitely have a team. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what it looks like when she's looking straight at the camera from Nano Banana. And then let's try giving it that as a reference and see if we still get denied here. So I want to give it the references of what she looks like. Yeah, they definitely mostly use Seedance for that video. But they didn't use local models for that. Because they don't have access. No one has Seedance locally. Okay, I think this might work. So let's try this one. And let's try this prompt again. And let's see if it denies that image of that girl. Relentless, throw it into the Discord. Put it in like the conversation channel. Staring straight at the camera, and let's tell it make her look unhinged with an ahigao face. Did you know? Oh no. Okay, so for whatever reason that like face forward thing with her looking all alien and stuff is it just doesn't like that, bro. Even after I grab that from Nano, no, that David, that was debunked. That wasn't real. That wasn't real. That wasn't a real thing. There's no way it lets me do this. There's no way. Also, did you guys know that Nano Banana Pro knows what ahigao is? If you just ask it for it, it does this. Isn't that kind of weird that it'll just like do that? Backup plan is let's see what it does without the the reference, but I think because either way it should describe it should have described what she looked like. Let's just read the thing real quick. No, okay, yeah, it doesn't like these face images. You just sent it in a message to me. Oh, okay. Let's yeah, Grok is funny. Let's actually okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell it to let's do this. Let's say make this character. Oh no, no, you know what? Let's here. I'm gonna say make this image 3D. Oh, MX Banana will do what? It will do Ahigal face if you just ask it to. That is what Nano Banana will do. That was also a staple for the food videos towards the end. I think let's see. Let's see what this does. So I asked it to make the image 3D, and I think it looks exactly the same. Let's say, yeah, you know what? Let's actually just run the prompts, I guess, without it without her oh, oh wait, no. I know. Where was it? Okay, let's try this. I'm just not a fan of Nano Banana 2. I worked with it a bunch yesterday, and it just didn't outperform Nano Banana Pro for me. So I don't really have a reason to use it right now. I'm curious if it denies this image because she's so clearly transformed. Which I find it crazy that it took the original image and it won't take these other ones. But actually, let's do this. Let's go here, image, boom. And let's say, okay, no, it didn't like that either. Let's say edit that image to make the girl look like the character in boom. But see, bro, I am trying to figure these things out for you guys so that we can all figure out where the pitfalls are and how we can work around them. Oh, wait, we got a new one up here. Let's see this.
そういいもっと来て触っていいよ深く中かにもっと深くこれが
That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. So is that one. I'm debating that because for my professional work, the updates that they have given in Free Pick have actually just made me like using that more than Weavy. I still have my Weavy subscription, but I really, really like Spaces, man. And Spaces doesn't lag my browser the same way that Weavy does when the workflows start to get really big. Even though the all of these are going to take a minute, we just want to get to the point where we're not seeing, we just want it to get past that that initial flagging phase for the image, because that happens relatively quickly. Yeah, Weavy totally lags in the browser. It's so good, but it really lags in the browser. And after I got into Weavy and I built all those workflows for you guys, the Spaces made a bunch of like little like nice upgrades that really improve the quality of life, and it's just made it very enjoyable to work in. And I've been making all my videos in Spaces because it's really easy to like lay out, and yeah, I really, really, really am enjoying it. Ooh, maybe this image will work. Maybe it liked this image. So let's just try. Oh wait, let's just try running more of these prompts. Bro, you put me onto Spaces. Such a great, yeah, man. Yeah, dude, it's so good, so good. Shout out to Free Pick. Free Pick are, I think they're one of the good guys in the space. You know, at least that's the vibe I get from them. Oh shit. Well, hey, David, say no more. Ask and you shall receive. I will put that right under mood board creations. I just created it. Interested to see what stuff you want to share there. Okay, cool. So it looks like these prompts are going to run with that image. It will be interesting to see what these actually come back as using the reference images that we're using. Oh, well, we got some back. So, okay, so these videos were from the first prompt, and this was only using the image of her and the up close of her neck, but damn it, use it as a starting frame. That wasn't really what I wanted. Let's see. Not quite, bro. Not quite. Mm. Mm. No. No. Fucked up, man. Fucked up. Might have to go a different route here, I think. Need to tell it. We need to explain what the girl looks like from those references I gave you in explicit detail, and start the frame and explain the starting of the frame as not what we see in the images. The images are only for reference. So I need you to start these with her standing in the middle of the street, and then everything begins happening around her. So I think Claude didn't prompt it too wasn't so explicit about how she looked, because it was counting on the reference images. Like, that could have been cool if the tentacles popped out of her eye and not just the thing. The pod god, what is up, man? Feel like I haven't seen you around in a minute. Appreciate it, David. I'll definitely take a look at that. I really haven't been building spaces, bro. I just kind of organize my workflow as I go along in the whole thing. So I'm definitely going to check it out. Okay. Now this is going to give us our prompts. Definitely have to compact this conversation. Okay. All right. Let's try this. Go, Claude, my Chinese translator. And if for some reason we can't get something, then I can totally wrap this thing up with stuff that we have. But I would rather there be a definitive finale type thing. So we're gonna try, and we're still getting things back from Seedance. It's just taking a minute now because now it's getting into the, I think, the busy time. Did I put this girl in Cling? Let me see. Did I make an element for her in Cling? I did not. I did not. So we could also try this in Cling as well. And just see what, for shits and giggles, what it does. Okay, boom. Let's try that. So here's what we're going to do in Cling, because Cling is unhinged. Cling don't care, bro. Cling does not care. So we're going to go add image. We're going to anchor her down with these character images because, like we said, Cling does not care. Boom. Boom. And then we'll also give it the real image. Cling is just, I mean, Cling, you know, the way that, so DMT anime girl. The way that Seedance is like, no, you can't use real people's faces. Cling doesn't care, bro. Real life cosmic horror anime girl. Generate. Boom. And we will cut that. We'll cut that. We will put in damn, I shouldn't have erased the, oh no, I have it in my download folder. Here we go. We're going to use that one. And let's give it this first prompt that Claude gave us back. In 15 seconds. Boom. Then we'll also give it the second one. And we'll give it the fourth one. The fourth one, Claude called the violent rapture, which sounds intense. But that one we are going to translate to Chinese and run that in Seedance. And then I think we got a bunch of things going that at the very least should show us something. Yeah, Cling is expensive. If you do 15 seconds and you're doing like Cling 3, and Cling gets really, really pricey. See, so I understand that Grok might be better for this, but it's not about just like getting this idea out. The only reason we're on this path with the idea is because of what Seedance is doing, and we want this ending to be somewhat cohesive, and that's the main thing. That's the main thing. I hear what you guys are saying about Grok, but we want the thing that Seedance does. So that is what we are after and what we are going. Oh, yo, that was sick. We didn't see this one yet.
あったかいこれが本当の私
We might come back to that one. Okay, the violent rapture prompt, of course, Seedance did not like. So we're going to take that prompt and tell it to rewrite prompt 4 using this guide to help us get past the sensors. Okay, let's see how this one did. This is a new one. We're starting to get these back now. It took the reference images too literally. It usually doesn't do this. Closer. That was closer. Dude, a few days ago, Kling 3 was running so slow. It was taking like 10, 15 minutes to get back like a 10-second video. And now they seem to have fixed whatever that was. I am curious though, like, so let's go into VO. Let's just see. So if we go new project, let's give it this ingredient. And tell it, no, redo the violent rapture using that document. Okay, so let's use this as a start frame. Sometimes I'm just curious, like, what VO will do if I give it some, like, really out-of-pocket weird thing. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I actually don't hate it just zooming into her eye for the end. That one wasn't terrible. I could totally do something with that. Oh, we got even more. Okay, let's see. Where? Not quite. Not quite, bro. Damn, it keeps doing that at the end. We don't like that. Rough times, guys. Rough times. It's so bad that it's comical. So bad that it's comical. All right, Vio. Not quite. So, all right. Not really. I think this one's new. Feel like there was one that seemed like it had Oh, this is new. Yeah, no, we're just gonna have to we're just gonna have to work this out with things that we kind of already have. Because I'm not really digging all of those. and I don't want to keep just sitting here and running them. So, how did these end?
完成形すごい私は完成私は完成すごいもっと中にもっと服か全部欲しい私は完成
Okay, I have an idea. I'm just trying to find the way forward to button this up, and I'm trying to look at all these individual pieces, and I think I see something here. So we're going to go right. We're going to cut this one right here. We're going to cut this. Boom. Move these over here. Bring this here. Maybe. And boom. Erase. Bam. And then I'm looking for the ending now. One of these has an ending I can use. Oh, maybe it's one of these, bro. Oh yeah, one of these is gonna work, guys. One of these is gonna work. I totally forgot about these from earlier. I just need to be reminded of what they look like. Okay, that might work. Let me just make sure here. Yeah, this would have been total MTV material, dude. This would have been like late night MTV stuff. Okay, so the hands. Is it this one or is it the ones above? I think it's the ones above. Or maybe these are better. Maybe one of these is better because it like stopped.
ダメダメダメ、好き好き、怖い怖い怖い。何これ。ダメ好きダメ好きダメ好き好き怖い怖い。
I feel like that one is a good ending. Let's see how that feels. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think that works. Let's make a fucking song for this. So I'm going to open up my projects in Claude. We're going to go to Suno. And we're going to tell it we need an instrumental prompt that's less than 950 characters that is for a minimalistic cosmic horror Japanese themed song that will be the background music of this really kind of DMT trippy real life anime adaptation. along with the minimalistic instrumental, we want very light, creepy Japanese ad libs, but not constantly. And it should be more like faint humming or like nursery rhymes, but that are super, super creepy. Let's start there. Yeah, so MX, I understand the continuity is not the best here, but I think it can kind of all be under the guise of she's tripping or like something like maybe the part that makes sense is no, because I need her face. The face change makes sense right here. Is this part necessary? Maybe this part's not necessary. Wait. Pull you out. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't always have to make sense, and I think we can edit it tighter, and we can tighten it up with the music and with some extra like transitionary sound effects. And I actually haven't used Suno for sound effects yet. I've only just been doing this stuff. Wait, I'm gonna tell it. This needs to be less than 950 characters, including spaces. I need to rebuild this into the prompter. I always have to tell it to shorten the prompts. Because we might end up actually cutting some more out just to make this tighter. Because some of the cuts feel unnatural, and I don't want that to be the case. Like this works, this works, that works, that all works. That works. This one feels the most unnatural. Well, Suno says 1,000 characters, but then even when it gives me a 950 character prompt, it will still be hitting the limit. So I'm not too sure how Suno is counting the characters, but it always messes up. But let's see what this dark ambient Japanese folk horror sounds like. Ooh, can you guys hear this? I don't hate this. Dude, that's sick. See the second one. No, the first one was better. Muhammad, drop a link in the Patreon. I mean, on the Patreon, in the Discord. We're gonna try to use the first one and see how it feels, and maybe with the song under it, it will reveal some of how it should be cut. This song might not work, and I might have to use something a little bit more dark, but let's see. Let's see. It needs to finish generating the full thing before I can download it, though. Well, I'm happy that we were able to get some Seedance generations out tonight so that I could kind of like go through the process of what I've been doing with you guys, and you guys can kind of see, because I know a bunch of people are like talking about it on X, but I feel like everyone, bro, if I'm being honest, like socials has been kind of exhausting for me lately. Like even when I'm chilling at night and I'm like, I don't really want to watch Netflix. I don't feel like playing any video games. Let me just see what's on YouTube. Even going through YouTube just has felt exhausting lately, because I feel like it's all hooks, it's all fluff. Everyone's trying to sell me something. Everyone's doing some affiliate bullshit. Like I just want to like chill and watch something, you know? Like the maximizing the content for the attention feels really exhausting to me lately. Where does the beat hit? Okay, let's start here. Okay, I feel like this, the crescendo should kind of happen when her eye transforms. So let's see. Boom. Let's lower this a little. Let's make this louder. Let's actually, so we're going to put on our hard limiter so nothing peaks, because we're going to make stuff louder. This part right here. Let's see. See what happens when we cut this like that. Let's try putting a little like flicker thing over here. No, the sequence dimensions. Okay, whatever. We're going to get this edited, then we're going to work on transitions. Oh, wait, I didn't realize there were so many words in this one. Damn it, there weren't words in the beginning. No, we can't use that. I'm going to try. I have like this stuff on. Let's see. let's see. I'm looking through my sound design folder because I know I have some stuff that could possibly work. I just need to. See how that feels. Actually, I think the beat kind of kicks in right here, right? So if we can get that to come right here-ish, right where that beat kicks in when everything really starts happening, that might work. Let's see. No, we need to go back here and tell it. This was great, but there were too many words. She basically sang the entire song. Yes, reframe, Claude. Is this one just as many lyrics? I'm gonna tell it. There does need to be a point in the song where there's like a crescendo and it gets much more intense. Boom. Let's go back to Suno. Wait. Copy. Boom. Okay, let's see what these two made. Let's see. Ooh. Come on, bro. Hey, that's pretty cool. No, I feel like it's too much. I feel like I need just like what did I use for the last robot thing? Let's just try using a bunch of these. I don't think it needs music necessarily. And then wait, nope. Stop it. Let's see.
Soそういいもっと着てさっていいよ服がなっちゃに私はもっと服が
then here we go. So basically what I'm doing right now is I have this like folder, right, with all of these like sound design like textures. And so these things are all like 24 seconds or so. And it's just like this like dark ambient. It's like it's music, but it's also not. So it's kind of working for this. I'm kind of just layering them, trying to create like a cohesive sound throughout the whole thing that slowly that like lightly intensifies as the video's going. Okay, and then we need another one though. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. I think this cut I can fix with a transition. Same with that one. Ooh, bro, I like the sound. I like the sound. What do you guys think? I really like the sound. I feel like it just works. I want to see what these sound like with some reverb put on them, like the sound from the video. So if we go studio reverb and we put it on the first one, let's make that like wet. Boom. Yeah, I like the reverb. The reverb just like makes it all come to life a little bit more. It makes it more trippy. We need sound to carry this clip to this clip. Because this is really loud and then it immediately stops. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our handy dandy little squelching blood folder here. It's actually, wait, no, I have these like whisper things. I have these whisper things that, where are they? Where are they? Which folder are they in? What do they come with? Is it textures, whispers? Let's try those and then let's pitch it up. So because maybe this can cover the sound right there, right? So let's, this was like a audio track of just whispers. And then we're going to put on a pitch shifter and let's pitch the whispers up to like 8 because that'll get closer to a female voice. And then let's also put the reverb on it. And let's see. We're actually going to start that earlier. and we're gonna make them get progressively louder. Yeah, bro. And then right here, once she starts this, then we'll make that get progressively softer till it just kind of like fades out there. We're just gonna make all these as loud as possible because the sound is actually really low, it feels. Let's get some risers going in here. I think that is definitely what's missing. Let's get some risers to like make some moments more impactful. So like right here, for sure. Boom. And then let's get we can use some weird stuff for this. I think this should work. Let's see. Yeah, that made that feel way better. Do the hands feel off? Maybe maybe it's this that's maybe I'm going to make her say watashi wa again. So here, boom. Because the watashi wa cuts out really quickly. So I'm going to put a pitch shifter on this one. I'm going to pull the pitch up. And then I'm going to make this one actually fade out. Wait, why? Nope. Come down here, bro. There we go. That felt way better. Pull that right there. Okay, here's what we're going to do with this one. We're going to, boom, topaz. We're going to export this because I can't put the transitions on until this is 1080 on a 1080p timeline because the transition plugin I want to use that I use for Premiere, for whatever reason, it just doesn't like working on 720p timelines. So we're just going to drop this in the topaz. We're going to, they feel old, they feel long. Okay. Wait. Let's check this now. So the hands. Okay, so let's boom. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with it. And maybe that changes when after we start doing transitions and stuff. So we're upscaling this to 1080 now, so that we can hopefully add the last kind of like round of things to bring this all together. But yeah, it is all crazy that this like just started from like literally one of the very first Mid-Journey images I ever made. That I think that's pretty cool. And so what Seedance is going to do, especially once we have the freedom to like play with it and get a feel for the quality and stuff, like the real quality, we're going to be able to go through our archives of just like, because there's plenty of stuff that plenty of people have made with AI over the years that because of the restrictions of the video models or like just what they were not able to do, they couldn't really properly bring to life. I feel like the majority of those barriers are going to be torn down now, which is a cool thing to think about. All right. This is almost done. So I want to get this back on the timeline. I'll show you guys what we're going to do after we get the upscale. So what we're going to do here is copy that. We're going to erase all of this in the copy. Now we're going to bring in the upscale. Boom. Change sequence settings. Except we're going to bring in the audio from everything, from the other one, from our other timeline, so we can see everything. Dude, it looks so good as 1080. Then right here, we're going to go with a spin hit and a flicker. See how that feels. Yeah, I like that, but it needs a little sound behind it. So we need let's get a slice in here. This thing. And then this one, we're going to do an intense hit with the flicker. Yep. This one right here, we need another. I like the transitions with the flickers. The flickers I feel like are always safe. Let's try that. But it needs to be like here. And for this one, let's try that. Yep. And then we need another riser here. We're going to go riser. Because this one feels like so we'll put a riser right there. Boom, and then let's get a... Damn, I really like this slice thing. Let's see if that works. I feel like that needs to be more impactful. So we'll use a different riser because that riser is actually pretty thin. So we're going to use this riser, build a little bit more suspense, and then for the hit, we're going to have the... Let's try the boom. Let's see how that works. Oh, Wait, I totally fucked it up there. Boom. Boom. There we go. I feel like I need one more transition here. Quick hit. Let's try this one. Actually, let's turn that off real quick. Let's cut this. Let's cut that, and let's look for a zoom on this one, and look for this like 180 to 100 and see how that feels. Let's put that back on. Yeah. Maybe the whispers can come back here. Let's see. Copy. Paste. And we get the whispers at the peak. Right there. This comes here, and then the whispers slowly fade out there. Let's see. Yes, bro. Okay. Okay, let's see how the whole thing feels right now, and if it's good, then we do the color. I think maybe this right here. Let me see if I cut this. Boom. Boom. And on this one, let's see if we flip this horizontal just to create a little bit more visual interest there. Maybe right here, we can do a zoom, like a zoom transition, and see how that feels. Camera zoom, zoom in and distort, and we'll add our own whoosh to it. Let's see. I don't think it's needed. Maybe I want something to like break that up though. Maybe we just do like a basic try this one. This horizontal stretching thing. Well, David, I did ask it for her to just be babbling incoherent stuff in Japanese. So see if I can get a riser in here to just kind of like help this one a little. Boom. Lower that. We don't need that to be too crazy. And then let's do the slice again, just for something to like help this transition a little. Okay, and then right here, boom. Boom. This one I'm going to have zoom in. That's what we're going to do. We're going to add a slight zoom to this one for like 100 to 120. Except we're going to go position. And we're going to drag this down just a little so that we can see the top of that. No, that was the wrong thing to do. So we'll go here, then we'll go position on the transform. There we go. Boom. All right, guys, we are doing color now. So we'll put an adjustment layer over the top of this. I'd say this is like a high effort, low effort. And this is also just us working with what we got, right? This was just like a bunch of random shit. And we just, we're just trying to make it coherent. So let's bump up the contrast a little. Let's bring the highlights up and the shadows up to make it a little brighter. Same thing with the whites. Let's put our LUT on it. And then we bring the LUT strength down to 17, maybe 20. I feel like the Seedance videos, you can push a little further than like VO or Cling. Then we'll bump up the vibrance. Before, after, okay. And then we're going to add our dehancer, because some things just do not get old, bro. We turn our halation down to about, let's try 35, and let's see how this looks. I think the halation definitely has to come down. I'm seeing way too much of the halation. So halation will do like 20. There we go. Oh, you wanna see full screen what the LUT's doing? Okay. I mean, it's not like a crazy here. This is as big as it's going to get for you guys, but you can see if I turn this off, or here we'll just the LUT will go from there to none. It's like, dude, it's so minimal. It is so minimal, but it just gives it just enough oomph for me, you know, because, and I even turned the intensity down to 20 because this is what the LUT looks like at 100. So it's very teal orange, right? It's very like the standard cinematic colors, but on these clips, because the color space isn't the same as working with like camera footage, I go down to like 20 and it just like gives it just a little something that just changes it just enough, brings out a little bit of different colors and vibrancy, and it just makes it feel like a little bit more like mine. Think there was something poking out past the, oh, it was you. Boom. Okay, cool. We are exporting, so this gets the full treatment. So this is ProRes H22, ProRes 422 HQ, sorry. We put on our gamma compensation LUT at the very end so that all of our color grade stays, because Premiere sucks in that way. 1080 topaz. And we export that, and then we do our topaz thing, and then that is finished. That is finished. And I actually think that this is going to call it a night for us. You know, this was a solid 3.5 hour stream coming back for the first time in a couple weeks. And hopefully, with any luck, by the next time we stream, we will have full Seedance, because the stream is going to get even crazier when we do when we're able to do full deep dives into that. But I definitely think I got to call it here, because I can feel myself wanting to start coughing some more. I don't know if you guys can hear my girlfriend in the back. She has an even worse cough than I do right now. COVID really kind of like did the number on the cough on her. So yeah, let me just get this exporting already. Boom. Bam. All right, guys. So I'm going to post this tomorrow on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you guys see it, be sure to, do the thing. Hit me with a like and a comment. My engagement is sparse because I'm not doing the food stuff right now. Maybe I'll throw one in there every now and then just to like give myself a boost, but I really don't want to. I've been having a lot of fun exploring with these random things and just like playing with different ideas and visiting really old stuff and bringing it back to life. So that's kind of what I'm just going to try to do right now. And I'm sure something will hit. Play it one more time once it's done. Yes, I will. Let me bring my screen back for that. Ooh. But yeah, man, other than that, things have been really active in the Discord, especially in the Platinum channel, like specifically in the Patreon Platinum Discord. I feel like the value there is just like growing and growing and growing. And I still owe Gold a tutorial, but I've been waiting for the cough to kind of just like be a little bit better, because it's really annoying when I'm like recording videos and coughing, and it's just like it's just really difficult to focus and to like sit down and get through it. But the Platinum Patreon, I think, is getting better and better because everyone is trying to is like either doing stuff already with AI to make money, or they're trying to find their way that is in the group, and it's really dope to see. And this month we went over Claude Cowork and all the ways I've been using that professionally in my day-to-day work to like amplify stuff. So yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys for all coming through. It's always a mystery to see like, you know, who's going to show up after you didn't stream for 3 weeks, especially when like the name of the game with this stuff is be consistent. But I really appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Hopefully there was something in here. If not, hopefully I just was good background yapping to whatever work you guys were doing this Friday night. So this is almost done. About a minute remaining. These man, who knew that editing longer videos or like rendering longer videos would result in longer render times when you're not just doing 8-second nonsense. Oh, did you guys hear that there's supposed to be some new Mac announcements, new products being announced this upcoming week? I'm waiting for that new Mac Studio, man. It is time. I need a massive upgrade, and I am going to buy something that will be my workhorse for the next, hopefully, 4 to 5 years. So yeah, I'm really waiting for that for the next Mac Studio. Hopefully, there's like an M5 Ultra chip because I'm still on the original Mac Studio with an M1 Ultra with 64 gigs of RAM. And I really want to get one with like 512 gigs of RAM, and just like now's the time to like, I want to buy my first like maxed out machine. So that's the goal. Okay, let's take a look. M5, yes, the M5 chip. That's what they're supposed to be putting in the next Mac Studio. Is there some last minute gold here? No, there wasn't. Okay, so let's take a look at the final result. I think that's pretty cool, man. I think that came out pretty cool. So we will see what people think about it. But all right, I am going to get out of here, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday evening. It is much later for everyone than it is for me. I'm sure some of you guys are even in your Saturday already. So we will be back in 2 weeks. Not next Friday, but the following Friday. My name is jboogxcreative. If you guys are not following me anywhere, that jboogx.creative is where you can find me on everything. And yeah, man, appreciate you guys for hanging out, spending time, and let's keep making the cool things. And if you guys are in the if you guys are not in the Patreon, if you guys are in the Discord, I'm going to say this again. the point of the Discord is not for you guys to rally around me. It's for you guys to get together and rally around each other, because it is a community where everyone has some sort of interest in getting better at AI, image, and video, and other aspects with AI, and probably potentially have goals to somehow make money with it. And you guys having a community of people to bounce ideas off of and work alongside with and learn with will only make you better quicker, rather than trying to do it all yourself on your own. So let me be the catalyst for you guys to have that community of people that you can do it with. There's a bunch of people in the Discord that are very active, that are working professionally and doing jobs with AI and getting paid for it. And there's just plenty of great people that are resources, and a lot of people that are willing to help and answer questions, as long as you can articulate your question correctly and, have some value to share. And even if you're just learning, keep learning until you have some value to share, and then bring your value back as your way of saying thank you for helping you do the things that you do. That's what I did with my friends. When I was trying to learn this AI stuff, I was hanging out with some guys that were way better at it than me already and way farther ahead. And I just kind of like was there, and I observed and I listened. And then once I found my footing, I started to contribute. So please, please, please use the Discord as the community for you guys to all get together and grow. And I'm in there all the time too, and I'm answering questions and helping people out all day. So guys, see you in 2 weeks. jboogxcreative, go make something cool. Appreciate you. Peace.